Good morning. Welcome to Randy's Corner, and I'm your host, Randy Clark, and I got one announcement this morning, then we're going to get right to our special guest. Mignon Baptist Church Clothes Closet Giveaway. That's this morning from 9:30 to 12 at the corner of Avondale Avenue and Alabama Avenue. Mignon Baptist Church, Christ Closet, 9:30 to 12. All right, now without further ado, I got a special guest today. As all you know, it's Magic of Marble Festival coming up, starting a week from today through the 12th. And we're going to get a sculptor's point of view. My friend, yours too, one of our hometown favorites, Mr. Craig Brown. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning, Randy. Great to be here.
How are you this morning?
Doing wonderful, other than fighting this yellow pollen everywhere.
That's right. That's right.
That just means the Marble Festival's right around the corner.
That's right. My favorite time of year.
Mine too.
All right. So for the viewers that don't know who you are, and I don't know none that don't, but tell us a little bit about Craig Brown.
Well, I'm a Birmingham native. Went to Vestavia. Went to college, Montevallo. Moved to France, studied and taught there for a year as a student, a year as an assistant professor. Went to Venice, Italy on a Guggenheim scholarship. From there, I worked my way to Carrara, Italy, looking for the finest white marble in the world, and had no idea. I grew up 45 minutes north of it and went to college an hour west of it. And so it's a blessing to be able to come back to your home state and work in what truly is the finest marble in the world.
Right. You know, but it's surprising to me. I mean, it's been around since 1834. It's amazing to me how many people don't know about the white marble here in Silicon.
You know, I speak all over the Southeast, really, and different interviews, different magazines, things like that, and it's like this is the first time they've ever heard about it. And so I love getting the story out there, you know, and really I believe that was the vision of Dr. Ted Spears starting this.
Right.
And I mean, he's been just a phenomenal steward for Sylacauga marble, you know, just in all of everything that he's done to make this happen. And
keeps it going, Carl.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's unbelievable.
We're bigger than ever now.
Yeah. And it grows every year, and his dedication, the ladies at the library, Dr. Shirley Spears, everybody, I mean, it's impressive. Yeah.
My goodness, they're amazing.
I mean, there's so many over there that, you know, we can't name them all.
I know.
I wish we could, so
right.
I apologize for lumping y'all all into one little group. But
right. But you know, it's amazing what we have in the library.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
The collection that they've collected, it's second to none. And I would argue anywhere probably in the United States.
You and me too.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, for those that hadn't been to the B.B. Coleman Memorial Library, you know, you get down there. 53 pieces, I think, is what Tracy told me the other day. 53 pieces inside, and I think we got 7, 8, 9 outside.
Roughly,
and
yes.
You might have a little something to do with those outside, right?
One or two of them.
Yeah. For those that hadn't been by the library, Craig, he's the one that did a lot of the pieces outside, and he'll be at the festival every day.
Oh, yeah.
So, how long have you been involved in the festival, Craig?
I've been involved in the festival since 2011.
Okay.
And at that time, I was still going back and forth to Italy to buy my marble and ship it back. And that's when I discovered just how magical this marble is here in Sylacauga, and haven't had any desire to work in anything else.
Why should you?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, I want to talk about a couple of pieces that you've done here lately, especially one that was dedicated to the library. Could you go ahead and tell everybody about it?
Yeah, it's actually, the name of the piece is Mama's Hands.
Right.
And it's a tribute both to the Peyton family as well as Avondale Mills. And when I asked the children of Miss Peyton, tell me about your mother, both of them said, well, she loved to weave.
Yeah.
And talked about how she got her start at Avondale Mills and then got married, but continued to weave her entire life. And, you know, Avondale Mills was such a part of her that just like the marble is a part of everybody in the city, and Avondale Mills was such a part of so many people's lives here.
They got the ball rolling, didn't they?
Exactly, and when you look around, there's really nothing that gives a nod to Avondale Mills, and,
Right.
and you know how Sylacauga really exploded, to be honest. So tried to incorporate that with a loom, and the name of the piece is Mama's Hands. And it's basically a woman's hands weaving, but it's more of a metaphor for the fabric coming out is more like her children.
Right.
And the way that she's handling the fabric with different pressures with her fingers, kind of the way a mom just sort of knows when she needs to press down on you, knows when to let up.
Right.
And then her right hand is sort of guiding the fabric, keeping it in line, and, you know, similar kind of thing in that sense.
Right, right. And a wonderful family.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Now, the $1 million question.
Uh-oh.
How do you, as a sculptor, and we'll talk about Mama's Hands, and this fascinates me with all you sculptors. I love all of you, but where y'all come up with a name for y'all's pieces just amazes me. So we'll talk about Mama's Hands and then some of your other pieces. Where in the world did you come up with a name, Craig? Do you dream it, or?
Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it takes a little while. And when I was working on the design of the piece, you know, and it was all about a mother's touch, and the way that, like I said, the way the mother nurtures and sometimes has to press down on you a little bit. Yeah. And, you know, and started thinking about the hands. And, you know, one thing I miss more than anything is my mom's touch.
Right.
You know, she's passed away, unfortunately, but there's a George Jones song, and it kind of named Mama's Hands.
Right.
And it basically sums up what I was trying to capture in the feel of the hands, not so much the loom itself. And so it just was obvious that this is what it needs to be.
Yeah, fantastic. So the piece that you done, it's you have the hands on the piece. That's amazing to me. I mean, it when you sat there, I said, not only did I go to the dedication of that piece, I was in there the other day and looking at it, and I seen more details that I didn't see before.
This piece is very subtle in terms of, you know, and I stayed away from really wrinkles and things like that because I wanted that softness.
Yeah.
And the block of marble I've had at the studio for probably 11 or 12 years, and I knew what this block was. And it's probably the most beautiful piece of stone itself that I've had, that I've ever worked on.
Right.
And so I knew I needed to save it for something special, and
it is.
You know, with Ben and his sister, this was the perfect project to use that block.
Right, right. So let's talk about a couple more pieces that you've done that's really special to you, whether it be lately or in the past.
Well, they're kind of like your kids. They're all special
Yeah,
in that sense. The one that I speak more about and get asked more about is probably the Warmth of Enlightenment, the Helen Keller piece at Ivy Green.
Yeah.
But the piece that you have in your graphics, Sylacauga Merging, you know, people send me things on social media all the time. It's like, hey, I saw a poster in Turkey and it had this image on there. So it's kind of neat that, you know, and I remember when I first did that piece, it didn't dawn on me that this had the potential of kind of being sort of the identity of Sylacauga. I mean, the design was the idea initially was to celebrate the beauty of the marble. But, you know, I can't express how grateful I am the way the community has embraced it, and hopefully it gives them a sense of pride in terms of their stone.
Right, right. So, I want to get it a little bit more detailed. So when somebody's driving by the library and they see this piece right here, what are they looking at? What made you come up with this? And really just tell about what it is.
Well, that was the beginnings, it was the third or fourth year of the Marble Festival, where everybody was really just getting started. And Dr. Ted Spears approached me about potentially doing a piece. And we sat down and I gave him kind of an idea of what I was thinking of doing. And it's called Sylacauga Emerging, but it's more of a reemergence of Sylacauga in the structural or architectural dimensional stone as opposed to industrial.
Right.
But, you know, the piece, we still have a long way to go. That's why it's not completely finished. And he's in charge of his own destiny, just like we are. And he's working hard to uncover his potential.
Right. Well, it's beautiful, as are all your pieces are beautiful. So, we're out of time. I could sit and talk to you all day long.
Well, I love talking about Sylacauga and I love talking about the marble,
Yes.
obviously.
So, if Magical Marble Festival coming up a week from today, it's from the 1st through the 12th. Come down and see Krager, see all those. I think we got 35, 36
35,
sculptors
I believe.
coming. So it's going to be a great time. Thank you, Krager, for coming in.
Thank you, Randy.
And we'll see you next week.